Welcome to Sterling Insights, Stand Out and Supercharge Your Assets, the go-to podcast for financial advisors aiming to grow their assets under management, stand out in a crowded market, and retain assets nearly forever. Are you advising high net worth clients who own appreciated capital assets? Do you want to help them sell without losing a quarter, a third, or even more of their hard-earned profits to capital gains taxes? Then this podcast is tailored for you. Each episode brings you the latest strategies and expert advice from leading financial advisors, seasoned attorneys, and experienced CPAs. Learn how to maximize your clients' wealth, minimize their taxes, and supercharge your advisory practice with actionable insights. Join us on Sterling Insights, Stand Out and Supercharge Your Assets, where you'll gain the knowledge and tools to set yourself apart and achieve unparalleled success in wealth management. Subscribe now and empower your practice for a brighter, more prosperous future.
Welcome to Sterling Insights Supercharge Your Assets podcast. This is Charles Trakas, guest host here with Moshe Pelberg, CPA in Baltimore, Maryland. How you doing today, Moshe?
I'm well. How are you?
I am doing well. So I see that you started your practice. You began your sole practitioner as a CPA in 2011. Could you tell me why did you want to become an accountant?
It's a good question. I was and am a numbers person. And so numbers, some people get scared away. I really run after them. I love them. And then I started my career. I really enjoy helping people. And I passed the CPA exam. And then I realized that a lot of what I can do is helping people, not so much memorizing tax law or putting numbers down in a spreadsheet, but actually helping people. So that's how I got into starting my practice when I did.
What do you mean when you said helping them? How do you help your clients?
Those clients are busy with their life, and most of them don't think about taxes until it's time to file a tax return. So I can spend my time knowing the tax law and knowing the clients and be able to put the two together and give them a great result when they file. So clients really appreciate the fact that I A, know them so well, and B, that I really look out for their benefit. So
And when you say client, who is your ideal client?
my ideal client are, I'm mostly an individual tax guy. I do have businesses. It's going to be somebody who I can actually meet one-on-one. I'm really not going to try to get, Bill Gates or like that to be my client. I'll never speak to him except to sign the tax return. But somebody who I can connect with and have a conversation with and get to know them. And that usually is more lower income, but there are some upper income people that I'm connected with.
So you would say majority of your clientele is on the individual side?
On the individual side, high income, less than $1 million, maybe $500,000 up, maybe a little less than that. I'll have clients that are across the spectrum, but.
And where do you concentrate? Are you local or are you national?
But basically local. I have clients all over the place, but the focus is on the area, Maryland, basically Maryland, DC.
And when you do have these folks as clients, what are the common issues that you help them with?
So usually clients are coming to me when they have either a business or they're into real estate. So I will help them understand how their business is doing. A lot of my clients don't really understand how the business is doing. They just get somebody doing the books and they have no idea what's going on until tax time. So I try to help them understand the business and even the real estate. It's a business that they're trying to see if it's worthwhile. And real estate can be hard to understand because the goal of real estate a lot of times is to have losses. But ultimately, you want to show them that they're, even though with the tax losses, you are having income. And we can talk about ways to maximize income and minimize the taxes. So the same type of thing with business. Helping someone understand their money-making situation is what I focus on. And then the tax to minimize the taxes would be next.
Yeah, I can tell that that's important to you. What does that mean to you when you're able to get that across to, the business owner explaining a new concept or something that they haven't been doing to maximize, their growth?
So it feels great because a lot of times the again the clients are so busy. Uh, they view the bookkeeping as a necessary evil. But once I get them to understand that there's value in actually understanding what's going on, the whole their whole relationship with their finances is different, and the relationship with me is different. They see value that I'm running to fight my fees, actually looking for ways that they can pay me more. So it's just a good place to be in where you're actually working together for a common goal.
And that's a real good feeling, when you are being rewarded, it means you are providing great value for your clients. So now I'm gonna go to the other side of the tracks. Tell us a story of something going wrong, a bad something, just something, everybody's not perfect.
That's right.
We all have a story.
I've had clients who give me a hard time about my fees. Clients who trying to think of something that would be meaningful here. Yeah, I've made mistakes, and trying to think. I'll just remind myself. I had a kind of situation last year where the client had a multifamily apartment building, and I made a mistake again, he was deciding if he should sell. And I told him that his sale, the tax situation will be X, by $50,000 he owes. And it turned out to be more than $90,000 that he would owe. So that didn't go over too well. But then I said, you know what? I think this client had inherited the property from his father. So I said, we need to go back and really see what's going on. And after doing a lot of heavy lifting with him, we got it back down to $50,000. We knocked off the $40,000 extra that I thought he would owe. And that was fulfilling. It was scary. I was already contacting my liability carrier, see what's going to be. But it turned out that the client was satisfied. He said he was expecting 50. It turned out to be 52, whatever it is. And he would have pulled the trigger had he, based on the 50, he'd always had that liability. And so that's a great situation where the more you dig a little deeper, you can actually find things that you missed.
So that one actually, I was going to say, that's a great story. That one actually turned out right.
It turned out right. I mean, the client, of course, they don't pay any taxes, but I had told him originally that it's going to be some kind of liability. He was okay with the 50 in the end. And we had the other part of the story was that 6 months before his wife was hit by a car, and they got $100,000 from the other party, so that covered the taxes.
Not really the way you want to go, but
Not the way I want to go, but
so tell me a story that a really good one. It's one of those that you put it together, you don't expect it, and all of a sudden you did more than you really thought you were going to do for the client.
I once had a client who was my biggest client ever. He had 25 rental real estates, and he has a big business partnering with who was a contractor for one of major Fortune 500 companies. And I was able to, we did some cross seg on it for his stuff. And I really also similar, this wasn't a scary situation. It was just a question of me coming onto the scene and picking up where the previous accountant was sort of lackadaisical. picking up and finding lots of opportunities for him to save money and give him options for setting up a 401k, and have a partner, bringing in a partner, and it was all in this complicated situation, and gave him a lot of great advice and saved him a lot of money. And it was also a case, and that guy was he was a guy that never opened his mouth. I had to do all the initiatives. But at the end, I think he was happy. I mean, for years he was happy. Then afterwards, for whatever reason, he left me. But during those years, I felt really privileged to be able to dig around and see what I could find over there in his business or his real estate.
Yep. Hey, for our audience, you had said cost segregation. Can you explain that real briefly?
Oh, yeah, sure. So cost segregation is when, generally speaking, when you have a property that you're depreciating, it's a rental property, so you have to depreciate it. If it's a commercial property, you have to take 39 years of depreciation. So if the property would cost 3.9 million, every year you get $100,000 deduction. Or it's a residential property, let's say it's a multifamily, and it was 2.7 million. So each year you also get like $100,000 of depreciation. But that means it takes a really long time to get your tax benefits. So what cost segregation does is that they do analysis of the property, and they say it's not, you have a building that's worth 3.9 million. There's a lot more in the building than just the structure. If we go ahead and go into the building and see what's there, we can take the different parts of the building and break them out, and you can depreciate them at a lower rate because they aren't building, they're furnishings or something else. They're additions which depreciate at a lower rate. Then you could I don't like to say save a lot of money. It's more like a tax-free, low interest loan, because ultimately you're going to have to pay, if you hold the property long enough, you're going to have to pay at the higher rate. But you would save money up this year, a lot of money up front. So that's a big thing for, definitely for cash flow.
Sounds like
Cost segregations, you want to segregate the different parts of the building into components, and then depreciate each part at its own, usually much lower rate than the building itself.
gotcha. So it's kind of speeding up the process instead of over
Right. Speeding up the
longevity of
deductions.
the asset. It's just speeding it up. So you take advantage up
Right.
front. That's a great tool. Moshe, what is your biggest challenge in with your practice?
The biggest challenge is I'm a people person. I like to meet people in person or on Zoom. And nowadays, marketing is becoming more and more about social media. So my challenge is becoming translating my people personality into a good social media marketing campaign. So far, it's working. I got somebody who's helped me out with it, and I've got a lot of clients with that. But I haven't been able to get big clients. So they get small clients, the $150,000, $200,000 range, or I get a bunch of those clients. That's nice, but it's not massive. So I have to figure out a way
No,
to. That my challenge would be to figure out a way to market to the larger clients who may not be so much on social media, or if they are, finding out how to connect with them.
yes. I think a lot of us have that challenge. You seem very passionate about a lot of what you do and what you said so far, but I want to pinpoint it. What do you like best about what you're doing?
Meeting and helping the people. It's about really supporting them and listening to them. The connection is really what gives me the most fulfillment. I need to earn money. I want to earn money. I have plenty of things I want to do with the money that I want to earn, but it's not giving the fulfillment that really having a great client realize the greatness of the value that I'm bringing to them, and they're actually converting them into somebody who's asking me for help rather than just accepting my tax return and paying the bill.
How many times a year do you contact your clients?
Not enough. I usually end up earlier in my career, I would send out emails every quarter, like a holiday season and things like that. I haven't been good at it. That's something that another good thing I should probably be doing is be sending out regular. And I don't want to send that. I don't want to use canned stuff. That's also, I don't like canned things. It's got to be something that you feel me when read the words. So that's something I have to really book into my calendar, let's say in January, and then in May, and then in September, and then December, book in my calendar, block off a few hours to actually design something and then create the list and send it out and then be ready for the responses. I haven't done that, and that's something that I really, now that you asked it, it's give me an impetus to actually do something like that.
Yeah, sometimes I open up a can of worms.
It's a good one.
But perfect. Here's the biggest thing. How can we find you? I mean, how can clients, business owners, especially those that are listening in the Baltimore, Maryland area, how can we find you?
So I have a presence on LinkedIn, Moshe Pelberg, CPA. If you want to have my website is moshepelbergcpa.com. And those are two places that I'm out there. And that's, I have an email address and a phone number on those sites. You can get me over there.
I saw on your website that you had Angie's List on there. So do you use that? Do you post on there?
Angie's List was a great tool when I first started. I got a lot of clients from that and a lot of good clients. Then Angie retired and the company was sold and it's a different type of company. And I got off of it. So I'm
Sure.
not an Angie's. I don't even think they do service-based anymore. That's why
No, no. Yeah, I think it's more contractors and stuff like
yeah, I
that.
got in. Someone suggested, one of my earliest clients told me, why don't you go on Angie's List? So it was like back in 2012. So nobody else, there were very few accountants on there. So like I had to hold the floor to myself. So they helped me get my business up and running. But now they don't even, I think that they don't even take it. So I'm not on Angie's List. Just trying to be
You're
I'm trying to be on posting on LinkedIn. I've been posting regularly on Google and LinkedIn. And then Google, I posted something about the IRS. Something was like in tongue in cheek with IRS, and the Google banned me because they are making like they
yeah.
said I was like trying to
Yeah. You'll learn like me to get
whatever.
somebody
So
younger that's very good with social media posting and everything. Because
not to
there are
say
certain things that they will block, but
right. So
overall that
I think I got somebody to unblock me. So I'm gonna come back soon.
nope, that's perfect. No, that is perfect. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to our audience?
I like to say that I do not have all the tax law in my head. I don't even know where to look for some of it. And I certainly don't deal with every single client. Sometimes we need, certainly the high wealth people that there's a lot of going on. I'm probably not the right person. That's why I would suggest someone like you. And that's you live with these clients. I don't live with them. I have a few, but I don't live with them. So I think I know where my niche is and what I'm good at, and I'm willing to hand off in a situation that I'm not, don't feel qualified. So you could be the client, the potential client can be assured that if I'm not the person, I will tell you. I'm not going to try to fake it.
No, that's perfect. No, there's a lot of people that do think they can do everything, and sometimes you need a team to conquer everything.
Right.
Moshe Pelberg, CPA in Baltimore, Maryland. I want to thank you and everyone for watching or listening to the Sterling Insights Supercharge Your Assets podcast.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Sterling Insights. Stand out and supercharge your assets, where we provide the info you need from successful leading financial advisors, lawyers, and CPAs. Your hosts, Roger and Catherine Silk, invite you to learn more about Sterling Foundation Management by visiting sterlingfoundations.com.